Hi everyone in Maple. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. I didn't have a bad one. I was lucky enough to be given quite an old but usable bike yesterday, and I went for my first bike ride in over 20 years around St George's Park. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't fall off, I didn't crash into anything, so all good. I shall be trying to have a little bike ride each evening. Just thought I'd share that with you. Right, so let's pick up where we left off with Al. He was in the kitchen with Grandpa Byron and he just sneaked the key back onto the hook, hadn't he? So, chapter 22. This is what Grandpa Byron tells me. The Sri Kalpana was, or is, a very little known book of ancient Hindu scripture and dates back to maybe 1500 BC. Which makes it one of the earliest of all written things. That's over 3,500 years old. In it are written the secrets that Indian gurus kept to themselves for centuries. Among them, the methods used to memorize vast amounts of songs, poetry, family trees, and historical tales. Grandpa Byron pours more chai and relaxes a bit when he sees that I am listening. Back then, he continues, that was pretty much all there was to remember. Hardly anyone could write or read, mind, and there was no football scores, but stories of battles and who was related to who. These were really important, and if you couldn't read or write, then someone had to remember it all. And if you wanted to remember so much stuff, you'd need special techniques, and if you knew them, then you'd be really important. Techniques like what? Well, rhymes help, and rhythm. Do you know the kings and queens of England in order? I look at him puzzled. No, there's loads. But then Grandpa Byron begins to sing, to the tune of the Blaydon Races. You might not know how the Blaydon Races goes, but I think everyone in the North East does. It's kind of the Geordie national anthem, the one with, "Oh me lads, you should have seen us gannin'." No? Oh well, it's a sort of bouncy tune, a dum-diddy-dum-diddy-dum-dum tune. Look it up if you want. Anyway, Grandpa Byron sings it. Willie, Willie, Harry, Steve, Harry, Dick, John, Harry 3. 1, 2, 3, Ed's, Richard 2, Harry's 4, 5, 6, then who? I interrupt him then by saying, but there's no King Harry or Dick. Harry's a nickname for Henry, Dick's short for Richard. So you've got William the Conqueror, William II, Henry I, King Stephen, Henry II, Richard I, King John, Henry III, Edward I, second and third, Richard II, Henry IV, fifth and sixth, and so it goes on all the way to the present day. He sings it again all the way through, and by the third time I'm joining in, Grandpa Byron starts giggling. See? It's easy. I even taught that to your dad. I gave him a sceptical look. Please tell me that's not all there is to it, rhyming stuff. Ah, no, but it's the start. Rhyme and rhythm make things easier to remember. The ancient Greeks called it mnemonics and made it world famous. But it was we Indians who invented it all. Hang on, world famous? He nods. Memory systems were taught in schools and universities across Europe, but somehow it was abandoned. Now, no one bothers remembering anything. Grandpa Byron gets up from the floor where he's been sitting. Google will do it all for you nowadays. Now I think there's some fudge left from your birthday, and he goes into the kitchen. Next time I'll tell you about memory palaces. And how come Dad didn't do any of this? Didn't you teach him? Grandpa Byron's eyes move left and right as he chooses his words. I tried to, but I think I left it a bit late with your dad. He preferred computers to his own imagination. He looks at me a little bit sadly. A lot of people do these days. On the way home, I sing the Kings and Queens song, all to myself, all the way to the present day. I can't forget it, even if I tried. It has stuck in my head like chewing gum would to your shoe. Willie, Willie, Harry, Steve, Harry, Dick, John, Harry, 3. 1, 2, 3, Ed's, Richard, 2. Harry's 4, 5, 6, then who? Edward's 4, 5, Dick the bad. Harry's twain, that means 2, and Ed the lad. Edward the 6th was only 9. Mary, Bessie, James the vain. Charlie, Charlie, James again. William and Mary, Anna, Gloria. Geordie, 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 William and Victoria. Geordie is a nickname for people called George, although the only George I know at school, George Pelling, brother of Katie, she of the sick down the back vein, was just called George. It's probably an old-fashioned thing. Edward VII's next, and then George V in 1910. Ed the 8th, then George Liz 2nd, Charlie Wills, and George it's reckoned. I like it, knowing the order of the kings and queens like this. Not that it'll ever come in useful or anything, apart from maybe the odd test at school. Well, that was the end of chapter 22. I will finish that one there, but I'm going to record 23 straight after for tomorrow and also 24, so I will look the same. Bye for now. Bye.